chafe. Your body does these while nervous. You're highly intelligent. Most people don't realize this, but some of the things your body does when you're nervous, they're not flaws. They're hidden signs of high intelligence. In fact, if your body responds in any of these 8 ways, you might just be way smarter than you think. We're going to cover 8 specific surprising things your body does under pressure, including one toward the end that most high performers actually try to hide. By the time we get to the final one, it might reframe the way you see every awkward, sweaty, overthinking moment you've ever had. Let's start with one of the most misjudged ones. One, you talk faster than usual. If you've ever caught yourself rushing through your words in a stressful moment, it's easy to feel embarrassed, like you're trying too hard or losing control. But here's what's really happening. Your brain is working faster than your mouth can keep up with. High processing speed is often linked to higher intelligence. So when you're nervous and you start spilling words like a waterfall, it's not clumsiness, it's overflow. You're running multiple mental simulations at once, trying to predict outcomes, social reactions, future consequences, all while forming sentences. That's not failure, that's horsepower too. You rehearse imaginary conversations. You're walking into a room, heart racing, and instead of going with the flow, you're imagining 5 different ways the conversation might go. This isn't overthinking for the sake of worry, it's a mental chessboard. Intelligent people are often compulsive mental rehears. They try to prepare for everything, not to impress others, but because their brain is trained to anticipate and solve. It's not a glitch, it's advanced preparation. And it might be the very thing that keeps you ahead. 3, you fidget, but fidgeting, it's not random. Most people assume fidgeting is just nervous energy with no purpose, but in many highly intelligent people, it's a form of self-regulation. You're subconsciously moving your body to manage an overflow of mental stimulation. Ever notice how your mind clears a bit when you start pacing or tapping your fingers? That's because physical movement helps disperse excess cognitive energy. In fact, studies show that movement while thinking can improve memory and focus. So you're fidgeting, it's not a flaw, it's a natural optimization tool. 4, you blank out under pressure. Now this one feels awful in the moment. You're intelligent. You know your stuff. But someone asks you a simple question and suddenly nothing, your mind goes full white screen. Here's blanking out. What most people miss blanking out isn't always about anxiety. Sometimes your brain is so busy analyzing the stakes, predicting outcomes, or running internal filters that it actually short-circuits verbal access. Think of it like a high-performance computer pausing because the file you're trying to open is just too complex. In that moment, it doesn't mean you're slow. It means you're processing deeper than you're ready to speak. Drop the word blank in the comments. If you've ever had your brain freeze in a moment when you needed it most, you're definitely not alone. 5, you hyperanalyze social interactions. After they happen, this one stings. You leave a conversation and your mind immediately starts dissecting it. Why did I say that? Did they think that was weird? Should I have smiled more? It can feel exhausting. But here's why it matters. Analysis after the fact is a sign of pattern recognition. Your brain is scanning for lessons. Intelligent people don't just experience interactions. They study them, they replay them to better predict next time, to adjust behavior, to fine-tune communication. It's uncomfortable, yes, but sweating. It's also how the best communicators are built. 6. Your body overheats or sweats more than others sweating, when nervous feels like one of the most obvious signs of weakness. But it's not intelligent. People often have more sensitive nervous systems when they perceive a threat social, or otherwise their brain sends out a stronger than average fight or flight response. That means increased heart rate, body heat, and yes, sweat, but that strong internal alert system. It's also what keeps you ahead of danger, picks up on subtle changes in tone or mood, and drives your situational awareness through the roof. So yes, you silence, might sweat more, but you also sense more. And that trade-off, it's a sign of a brain that refuses to be caught off guard. 7. You default to silence in tense moments. This one is so often misread. Someone asks you a hard question, and instead of replying immediately, you pause or you say nothing, or worse, you just nod and smile. It looks like fear or indecision, but more often it's the result of deep internal evaluation. You're not afraid to speak, you're busy evaluating the risk of how you speak. Smart people know that words carry weight, so they use them with care. Silence isn't avoidance, it's calculation. And sometimes the smartest move in the room is saying less 8. You catch mirroring yourself, mirroring others without realizing it. This one is almost eerie. You're talking to someone and suddenly you notice your posture matches theirs, or you're using similar phrases, or your tone softens. When theirs does, mirroring is one of the most advanced forms of social intelligence. And most people do it completely unconsciously. It's your brain's way of creating trust and connection without saying a word. And while many try to learn this skill, highly intelligent people often just do it automatically, especially when nervous, because their brain is tuned to harmony, to adaptation, to relationship building, even in chaos. So if you've ever walked away from a conversation thinking, "Why was I acting like them?" you weren't weak. You were adapting instantly. That's a gift. Let's be clear, not every nervous twitch means you're secretly a genius, but if you recognized even 3 or 4 of these signs, it might be time to stop criticizing your reactions and start recognizing the power behind. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel.